Hello and welcome to another episode of Pitstop Fracas. The season is now finally done. Fresh off the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, we've had a new world champion crowned. And I'm joined by two esteemed gentlemen. So obviously, a man in the morning. Richard, how are you?
I am not okay.
Bro.
My head is on the moon, bro. Fucking hell. Oh man. Yeah, it's been a difficult few months. It's been a difficult day. But you know, we fair play to Lando, and we just got to go again next year, man. So yeah. How about you, Chris?
I'm all good. I'm happy the season's finally done, but I can rest, man. Lord have mercy. It's been a long 24 races.
Bro,
And also, just one point I want to point out to the people listening in and not watching on YouTube. Richard's camera is off, so it's just a black screen. So he's mourning Oscar's championship chances, and he's in that much agony.
No, my MacBook is mourning Oscar's championship chances.
Man smashed the screen after the race, but it was that he smashed the screen. Oh,
what's that meme when a guy punches the laptop screen? Bah!
I couldn't help it, bro. I'm gonna shoot.
As you've now heard, the other voice joining us today is, the man who's got a Constructors World Championship and now a Drivers World Champion. Mahad, how are you feeling, bro?
Fittipaldi, Hunt, Lauda, Prost, Senna, Hakkinen, Hamilton, Norris. That's how I'm feeling, bro. 2 more and we're dunking on Ferrari's head top.
Because in terms of amount of drivers who've won championships?
Not just drivers' championships, numbers.
It's 15 to 13, by the way, I think.
Yeah, it's got 2 more.
Yeah.
2 more to go. Leclerc better deliver, bro.
No, I'm actually sitting there going, yeah. If it wasn't for Michael Schumacher, we'd be behind by 3.
Yes. Michael stepped out in a quick 5.
I'm dead.
Hey, I can't even say he saved my life. He ruined my life because he's the reason why I'm here.
He saved the franchise, man.
He saved the franchise, ruined my life. God damn. Anyway,
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Well, before we begin, make sure to follow us on all socials at Twitter/X Pitstop Fracas, Instagram Pitstop Fracas, TikTok at Pitstop Fracas. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe on YouTube, and give us 5-star reviews on whatever listening platform you're using. So if it's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, I don't know, whatever, Overcast, whatever platform you're using, please make sure to give us a 5 stars. And let's start. So obviously, it's the Abu Dhabi GP, last GP of the year, and it was a 3-way battle for the World Championship. We had Lando Norris in front by 12 points, ahead of Max Verstappen, and then another couple of points behind was Oscar Piastri, the outsider. So let's start with qualifying on Saturday. Richard, was there any standout moments for you in terms of qualifying on Saturday?
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty tight in terms of like the qualifying margins. To be fair, like for example, in Q2, there was 3 tenths between the top 10, and then there was like 3.5 tenths between the top 15. So it was razor thin margins. To be fair, like if you weren't on it, like properly, even just a 10th off, that could be the difference between you going through and basically getting knocked out pretty much, to be honest with you. Yeah, Oscar had a monster lap, and I think it was in Q1. You done a 122.6. You done like 6 tenths on Norris's head. That was mad. But yeah, first Q3 runs and second Q3 runs, it was just like the main protagonist really just getting the shit off, really truly. There was Max managed to find like 2 temps in Q2. I'm sorry, Q3, in his last run. Yeah, that was mega, to be honest, just to get pole. But other than that, no, it was kind of like business as usual, just kind of like surprising how tight the margins were across the whole of quali. And yeah, man, it was just not an overly shocking, just kind of like what I expected the top three to just like show levels to the rest of the grid, really. So yeah.
Had any standouts for you? Anything that was like, you know, extra nerves or?
No, I watched halfway through Q2 and then Q3. For me personally, like, I think we have to just talk about the elephant in the room. Red Bull had the fastest car second half of the season. Let's not run this narrative like they didn't.
Hey, I'm here for it, bro.
There was no way McLaren was putting on pole. No way. This guy dunked 2 tenths on our head top, with and without a toe from Sonoda. So Max just did what he needed to do. He's got to, when he's got the car underneath him, he's gonna do what the matter, and that's what he did. Margins tight between Norris or Piastri, like it always is, but I think they just maximized the result and did a professional job and got out of there. And Max did what he needed to do, which was put it on pole. Obviously, once again, I switch on my TV in Q2 and I don't see Lewis Hamilton. We're going to have a conversation about that at the end of the season review because it's looking absolutely spooky. In qualifying, true, anyway. But yeah, that's it from me on qualifying.
That's fair, makes sense. I've kind of just tucked my eyes off Lewis Hamilton in qualifying, and then the year it's been his day off. Like the season was done. Antonelli having a bit of a mare in Q2 was something else that was a bit like not ideal. And then in his last Grand Prix, Yuki making Q3. Although I think they allowed him on track limits still, but
no, he had the front tire in at all times. The margin, the tiniest margin, but it was in the whole time.
All right, I'll let it slide. Yeah. So in the end, we had Max Verstappen P1, Lando Norris P2, Oscar Piastri P3, and then you had Russell, Leclerc, Alonso behind, which set us up for the main race, where starting in those positions. But Mahad, I'm coming back to you. What were you feeling when you saw Oscar starting on hards in comparison to Lando?
I thought, first of all, I was thinking, obviously, I always worry about McLaren strategy, and I'm thinking, what are you man doing? But then, because I thought, okay, that would work if Oscar's ahead of Lando, like on the grid, because it stops Max from backing up the pack, because he can't do that anymore. But then it seems like it was strategic anyway, because Piastri got ahead in the first lap or whatever it was. So I think it was kind of big brain strategy, but I don't think they thought it through in the sense of, I think McLaren do this thing sometimes where they're arrogant, they think they're faster than they are. If they was fast as they thought they were, then that strategy would have worked and Oscar would have won the race. But they keep underestimating how fast Max Verstappen is at Red Bulls. So for me, when I first saw it, I was thinking, oh, we're going for a winner, instead of just doing status quo and just trying to finish second and third. But it just didn't really work out, to be fair. The pace just wasn't there.
Richard, what were you thinking as the Oscar fan, the guy invested in Oscar, seeing him on alternative strategy and getting ahead of Lando in the first lap?
When I first seen it, I thought, McLaren must card the racing and never beat any allegations, and I thought it was sabotage. If being totally honest. But because I also thought to myself, like, if there's an early safety car, I don't know how many hard tires he has left, but he's low-key kind of fucked.
No, they had another set.
Okay, fair. So they won't be that fucked then. But I thought to myself, like, okay, what is your plan here to do the switch strategy thing? Of course, you want to go along with Oscar, but as I said, if the early safety car comes out, that kind of like ruins it a little bit, because then it's gonna go hard again, I guess. But yeah, it kind of panned out well anyway, just because Oscar had to make a move on Lando, because Oscar knew Lando wasn't gonna fight too hard, because he only has to get a podium and then nothing else matters. And then he managed to put Max under a little bit of pressure, but then that kind of left Lando vulnerable to Leclerc. So it was a bit risky, if I'm looking at it from a pure McLaren perspective. But for Oscar, even though the strategy wasn't the greatest, it kind of panned out well for him anyway, so I wasn't too mad in the end.
That makes sense.
I think what they tried to do is they tried to have their cake and eat it, in the sense of they were like, okay, let's try to get Oscar to win the race, and then if something happens to Lando, at least we've got somebody. At least that car will be in the lead to win the race, and Piastri could win the championship, right? But then they didn't have the pace to get ahead of Max anyway. So
exactly.
that was the problem at the end of the day, because they were like, oh, we're going to take a risk here and pit Norris into traffic. If something happens to him, at least we've got Piastri up there fighting for a win. But then it didn't really work out anyway, so there was no point. And they tried to they did the whole thing of, oh, Norris is trying to drive slow so he doesn't mess up his tires, but then he's got Leclerc like a bloody terrier biting at his heels. So it was just like a weird situation at the end of the day. And obviously, I don't know. I think maybe they could have got Oscar to attack more in the first stint. Max put him under pressure, because I know they were trying to get him to save tires as well. I think maybe the first stint wasn't managed well.
That makes sense. I think that they also locked Oscar into a one-stop strategy, because they started him on hards, and they were like, because of what happened last year, where starting on the hards was the better strategy. You started on hards, ended on mediums. It was a better strategy than going medium to hard. Little did they take in the fact that things had changed this season, but it was something interesting. I think in terms of the championship, it was the perfect play, because they kind of snookered Red Bull, because there was no way they could back up the pack.
If he tried to back up the pack, Oscar's overtaken him.
Yeah.
And if Max don't win the race, he's done. So they couldn't do the back up the pack thing. Because you can't back up the pack and then Oscar wins the race. You're finished.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why I was bare confused about it when the people kept on talking about it last night. Oh yeah, it's going to be 2016. I'm like, that's not going to work. There's two cars there, bro. It's not like it's just Lando versus Max. There's two cars there.
Yeah, man. They had they forgot that. Yeah, they thought that if they back up Pat, Leclerc will do something, or Russell will do something. Little did they know that Russell said it was his day off, and Leclerc tried his best. But
Leclerc said the man won already, prof. That's what he was saying. Man won already, prof. He was in the cockpit like, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Why are Ferrari fast? I don't understand. You man are dog shit. Every other session, you're dog shit, and all of a sudden you're fast. You're not even fast in the long runs in practice. You're just not fast. And all of a sudden, race day, you're cooking.
settings, parameters, just how the wind blows. Very narrow window. When we enter the window, we're fast. When we're not in the window, we're terrible.
Must have race trim FC, fair enough.
Yeah, and but I also think it was exaggerated.
They crashed it on Russell's head, pace-wise.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Mercedes are the most Jekyll and Hyde team in Formula One, because they can either be first, like the fastest car, or they can easily be the fourth fastest car, and no one really pays attention to it because it's Mercedes. No one cares, because you can see George Russell finish and go, yeah, that's about right. Because whenever they have a stinker, it's never a stinker of, oh, I'm P9, P10, P12. It's, oh, I've had a bit of a stinker, I'm fifth. No one.
No one cares about their performance. Nobody cares about Russell. It's
Yeah.
a match made in heaven.
That is what it is, man. Okay, let's say the hey man.
Manchester, I accept it.
Yeah,
Nobody
accept that
cares.
no one cares. Bro, it's gonna be the funniest. Like he was a world championship, it's gonna be the funniest thing ever because no one's gonna be tweeting about it. Everyone's gonna like move on. We'll be like, oh,
It'd be
guy won the world
funny-
championship.
It'd be funny if Antonelli beats him.
That can't happen.
The worst thing is, people talk about like papaya rules and all that sort of the equal rules that they do or whatever. They'll do the same shit at Mercedes, bro. They're not slapping team orders. If you're the fastest car.
Bro.
They weren't even trying to slap team orders in Mexico. They let Russell die.
That was one of the situations where like his head was on the moon, justifiably, and then there was like because they just struggle with communication. They're like Ferrari. You know when a team just does like there's someone who has to make a call, but they don't make the call until the last possible second. That's what Mercedes are on. But you know. Okay.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. So then later on, Lando Norris comes in the pits, gets off the mediums, ends up behind the trail of cars. And then one of the cars was a Mr. Yuki Tsunoda.
Sleeper cell.
Now, pardon?
He's a sleeper cell, bro. They activated him out of nowhere. Do you know what's so funny? Yeah, I wasn't even worried about Tsunoda. When I saw Stroll and Lawson, I got rattled. I said, these two guys. I said, there's no way. Of anybody on the grid, they're the scariest guys. Because you don't know what they're gonna do, bro. At any moment.
Nah,
And
Lawson.
the fact that the guy overtook both of them at the same time, I was like, are you tapped in the head, bro? No risk management, bro.
No. That was perfect risk management. Get the job done. It was get the job done settings, man.
Have a cyber war, man. That's what it was. What was I?
And then I want to know, not to take host moment for a second, Raj, what do you think of Yuki Tsunoda? They activated him. There's been all this talk where I've seen in the timeline where they said it's embarrassing if you need 2 models to win a championship. And they're just activating Yuki every 5 seconds. Give me a toe. Hold him up.
Very, very simple. These men forgot where they came from.
They've got their roots.
They got 22, 23, 24. They forgot what happened in 21. The team orders that were in play. And it's over like
they had Checo out there like a bloody hitman. They were like, send him out there, bro. Hold on, Hamilton. They were doing it not even in the race finale. They were doing it races before that. Hold him up.
They were doing it in Turkey, bro. When Hamilton got the bait of rocket ship engine, they were running that agenda.
No, I'll tell you this right now. Checo, elite defending, because that straight line speed was so fake on that W12. I don't even know how Checo kept it behind. There is no way. When you see the replay of it again, you're like, the straight line speed difference is insane, man. Makes me think Lewis should have got it done early. Because what on earth is going on here? But look, they were slapping team orders on Checo in Spain in 2022. When Checo was just comfy leading the race. They were like, nah. Hold up, fella.
They're like, don't fight it. Just accept this.
And then they got Yuki out here. Bro, you couldn't even have to do it properly, bro.
Man said, let me just push him off.
Bro,
I'm new to this. I'm not true to this.
bro, he was getting left. Bro, you know when you say about not moving, making 2 movements or whatever. This brother did 8 movements. Man went bah! To the left. I'm like, bro, this is too bait, man.
Bro, it's
People are arguing about it on the timeline, saying, "Oh,
Lush off track.
What off track? Whatever. Norris is off track. Whatever. Oh, look at Cota last year. Norris got a penalty for it. Verstappen wasn't doing what Tsunoda was doing, and it wasn't on the straight. It was on the corner. What are you talking about? There's a whole difference between on the straight and on the corner. Why are you even moving left and right on the straight multiple times? It's a straight line, bro.
It's so funny because Brundle, was like, bro, you're supposed to slow man down in the 3rd sector. That's where you get the 2-3 seconds. If Brundle's telling you about night, you do it here. That's where you waste the time. Not anywhere else. Not on the straight. Like man, I try to argue. Oh no, it's off track. I'm like, are you man like silly? Like, what's the common sense? He's off the track because man is weaving left and right. His DRS is open. You can't weave left and right if DRS open. You're gonna crash the car.
I said he's gonna do a doing,
Exactly. When they end up like doing, then they will be, yeah, he's a bottler. He bottled the championship, bro. We have to be. People have to be honest and be for real.
No, but I feel like spectating that race and then going on social media, that was a very agenda-driven watch.
Oh, 100%.
People are not being ejected, are they? Because if that was anybody else, you'd be screaming bloody murder. If that was like Hamilton trying to overtake him, or Oscar trying to overtake him, or even Verstappen trying to overtake him, and let's say they were on other teams, they'd be like, what's going on here? But it's a very scary moment.
That's true.
I wonder what would have Red Bull as an organization got punished if something happened.
Wait, punished how?
Like if that literally just Tsunoda just collided him on the straight, made a man DNF. Do you just punish Red Bull on a whole, or do you just punish Tsunoda?
Nah, they'll just punish Yuki,
No, you have to punish the organization.
You got to punish the organization, bro. They bailed him on the radio beforehand, hold him up.
Yeah, but didn't say class.
It's murky waters, man. Richard, you know this is murky waters. You can't do things, bro. You can't tell a man to say, yo, do something. He does it, and they be like, nah, we didn't even tell him to do that, bro.
No, but telling to hold up a man isn't illegal. But you also need to bear in mind is that Red Bull probably be more likely to get caught because Jonathan Wheatley ain't there. So they can't even argue decent points against, hey, don't punish the organization, just punish Yuki. He's the one who's unemployed now. They can't even put up a decent argument. You get what I'm saying?
Are we saying Wheatley's the missing factor? They could have done a madness if they had Wheatley.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Hell the fuck yeah. Get Wheatley or that Alumi Bravi brother. Yeah. Used to the DB team principal Saba. Get either of them two, bro. The bus in case. No problem.
That Alumi Bravi guy works for McLaren though.
Oh, does he? Hey, you man patent. That guy is the lawyer by trade, you man patent that speak.
Just need to get rid of Randy Singh now.
Damn.
But I feel like what Tsunoda did was illegal. Like, I don't know why people are complaining about penalty. They were like, "Oh, it's harsh on the feed." I was like, "What are you talking about, bro?"
Do you think it's mostly because people are saying Lando should have got a penalty too for going off track, even though he was taking evasive action? Because that's the common sense thing. Yeah, he took evasive action because a man was weaving in front of him. Fair, but he still overtook off track. Sort of thing. That's where it gets a bit blurred. Because it's like,
but didn't Lando got a penalty for that last year though?
This is what I mean. This is where it gets.
Yeah, he got.
And they didn't give Max nothing.
No, because they basically what they said was we're giving Lando a penalty, but a softer penalty because because Max Verstappen was driving like an idiot. And this time they just went, Yuki's driving like a complete and utter idiot. So we're just gonna, keep it stepping. And I, for one, am like, good riddance, bye bye Yuki coin. Like, if you're gonna do the job, do it properly.
Leave my boy alone, man.
He's not your boy anymore. You sold your stock, bro. You're free.
I know, but I might if he goes to IndyCar, I'm picking it up again.
He's gone to McLaren, yeah? He's replacing Pato Award.
I need to replace Nolan Siegel.
No, that's it. I didn't know you still had him.
Get him out of here.
Mahad, I already told you your destiny, bro. This season, Mick's gonna do a good job. Next season, be driving the McLaren.
Please, bro. I'll stop supporting McLaren, bro.
Bro, Ron Dennis's dream will finally be complete. He got M. Schumacher in the McLaren.
You know what Ron Dennis's dream would be? Arvid Lindblad, because they're from the same ends. He would have seen that we're both from the same gated community. Okay.
Say less.
Nah, it makes sense. So obviously after
Lando made the moves quick though. He did a good job.
Yeah. I was very, very, very happy seeing him make the moves. I was like, okay, this is the drive worthy of, getting a championship. Because you didn't get stuck. You didn't get fallen into any nonsense, no traps. You weren't moving like Fernando Alonso in 2010. The job got done.
Can you use this to spin the block on Alonso?
Of course, man.
Yeah, this is how you do it, man.
Shout out Chris Dyer, man. We released swans for you, man. You didn't deserve to be fired for that nonsense.
You did?
Yeah, he didn't, man.
What? Are you trying to say it's driver error? Driver school?
2010 Abu Dhabi, you don't get fired for making the quarter box Alonso. There was nothing wrong with the call.
Oh boy!
It started the culture of people getting sacked at Ferrari. It was the beginning of the end of Ferrari as an institution. But anyway, we move on. And then we have so a couple of laps later, Verstappen pits. Comes out ahead of Lando. Yada yada. So, Richard, what were you thinking when it became apparent that Oscar was running long and Verstappen was just closing on the gap on him?
I was getting annoyed because I was thinking to myself, like, okay, I don't know if this one stop's actually working. Because, as I said, Verstappen was closing in. I think he was almost gaining, I think from like lap 30 onwards, he was gaining like a second a lap almost. So I was like, oh, okay, he's just going to, by the time he pits, he's going to end up being behind Shaw, I think it was, at the time. So I just thought to myself, okay, what is McLaren's plan here? Because if they want him to put pressure on Max, then it's not particularly working if, Max is making this two-stop basically work and then the one-stop is kind of falling away from Oscar. So, yeah, I was getting visibly annoyed because I was thinking, so fuck, I'd land still running in the podium places and blah, blah, blah. There's too many variables that need to go Oscar's way. So, yeah, I wasn't happy at the time. I think they didn't pit him. They actually pitted Norris again before they pitted Piastri as well, which is kind of mad. But luckily in the end, it didn't account for much. So, I guess McLaren got away with it a bit. But I thought, yeah, the one stop was looking a bit risky, but it was one there where it's kind of like, you're between a rock and a hard place where it's like, you kind of have to commit. So you almost have to like hope Oscar firms those extra 10 laps rather than try do a two-stop then. But yeah, it wasn't great viewing. I'm not going to lie to you, bro. It wasn't great viewing. But either way, it didn't really matter in the end too much.
But so one thing I have to notice. So when Lando pitted it before Oscar pitted the first time, was your head hot? Like were you like, what are these man doing?
Or what? When Lando pitted what on lap 15 or whatever?
No, the
second stop. Yeah, because it was no, it was hot, but I understood because Leclerc pitted the lap before on lap 40. So they're trying to cover him off. So I'm thinking, right, okay, this is actually smart from Ferrari. They've kind of fucked over McLaren's small by pitting Leclerc first. So then they kind of had to like low-key pit Norris again and then pit Piastri. But I was also thinking to myself, they could have double stacked, but I think there was a bit of paranoia of they didn't want to double stack and then they fuck up one of the cars, like whether it be Oscar or Lando. Because we know about McLaren when they do, was it the second stop or whatever it is, or whatever, that it gets a bit spooky, gets sketchy. So then I was like, okay, maybe they're being extra careful, but yeah, I can't lie, bro. My head was hot when I was like, bro, they pitted Lando twice, and then Oscar's still suffering out there. I'm thinking, come on now. So yeah, my head was a bit hot. I'm not gonna lie, but then I was like, bro, championship done, bro. There's no point in even complaining no more. As long as Oscar at least gets a podium, it's whatever.
Okay. And then Mahad, what were you thinking when they pitted Lando after Charles had pitted to cover him off?
I was like, thank God you're doing a correct job instead of doing nonsense. If they do nonsense, oh God, like we didn't want that scenario where he's behind Leclerc and he has to overtake Leclerc, or even the worst scenario where he can't get past Leclerc, so he has to tell Oscar, "Yo, chill, slow down. Let Lando take P3 in the last corner or some shit like that." So they did the right job in terms of the strategy. It's the first time I could say that about McLaren in a very long time. They do correct strategy.
That's fair. One thing I will add is that
Go on.
No, I was gonna say one thing I will add is low key, the two-stop was the best strategy for the day.
Yeah, that makes Max's win even more crazy. He won by a margin on a one-stop.
Yeah, that's just because the best way to put it is the only person that was on the one stop that could race him was Oscar. Lando was essentially, as long as I don't fall out of position, I don't care. But like looking at Leclerc's race, looking at Hamilton's race, looking at people that did two-stop races just looked a lot better. I mean, people that on one stops, like I look at Russell, I'm going, that one stop was atrocious. You were just slow all day.
Yeah.
Slow all day. Like the two-stop, being aggressive and being able to push the entire race was better.
Yeah, I think there was a small window where Max could have pitted just after Oscar pitted, but by the time it got to like 20 seconds or something like that, that opportunity was gone. So I think like GP and that were paranoid about, we could pit Max again, and then but Max has to pass Oscar then. I didn't know if Oscar's gonna be like, yeah, slide right through, brother. Fuck Lando getting.
He's not gonna do that. He's not gonna do that. There's a win on the table. Oscar's sending him to Narnia, bro.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like they don't know what Oscar's true intention is gonna be in it, so they're probably thinking rather keep track position on cooked tires and then just hope and pray for the best. Inshallah, that's it. And that was the right decision because at the end of, as you said, it was like 13 seconds out, something like that. So
what's the name? It turned out Oscar cooked his tires quicker than what Max did at the end. The mediums just went. The mediums that Oscar were on, like the last 3 laps, it was just over.
Yeah.
The hards were better than the mediums.
Yeah.
I think the mediums were just not good at all. I think the softs were like, well, okay. The mediums were just mid.
The softs are rapid because that's how you can make up a lot of places. You know, the ones that started the softs, like Hamilton.
Yeah.
That soft stint saved him. You know what I mean?
Changed his life. But anyway, the race came to an end. Verstappen had won. Piastri finished second. And in third place is our new world champion, Lando Norris. So Mahad. Actually, no, I'm going to come to you second. Richard.
Oh, God.
Lando is world champion. How do you feel? You know, I know you're a big Oscar fan. How are you feeling?
I mean, my head's been killed with second half of the season, bro. So, if I'm being totally honest, yeah, I can look at it two ways. I can look at the case of like, there was about at least 5 season-defining things that happened where if it didn't go this way, Oscar could have been champion. Maybe even Max would have been champion. And then I also think to myself, like, even if he just got a P2 in Australia, that bad second half of the season just wouldn't have mattered because he would have won the title by like 3 points. Yeah, it's a bit of a sticky one, isn't it? Because like, you know, Oscar was better than Lando first half of the season, and then Lando came off form at the right time second half of the season, and then Oscar's just tailed off too much. It's not in the case of like, oh yeah, he's finishing like P2 behind teammates, blah, blah, blah. He's like DNF and finishing like P7 and VTT stuff like that. He's just tailed off too much. That he just ended up being a 3-way fight. So yeah, it's tough to take, but you got to be like, you know what, fair enough to Lando. He's literally went from Lando no wins to world champion in 18 months. And that's some crazy ass turnaround, to be honest with you. When bare people calling you mid for years, they'll bring up Russia 21 constantly, rated here, and just like that, you got to rock a ship, and one way or another, you got the job done. So you got to be like, you know what, fair enough, like fair play. Even if this is his only world championship, you know, you got to enjoy it, man. You got to be like, yeah, I achieved my dream. I achieved my dream of becoming a world champion. Even if he's in the category of like, you know, Nico Rosberg, Keke Rosberg, fucking Damon Hill, Jacques Villeneuve, etc., etc. Like, it's better than not having the world championship. So, yeah, Oscar's improved, which is what we're looking for. But the problem is he didn't tackle all of his Achilles heels, if you will, i.e., low grip circuits and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see next year if McLaren do have a rocket ship again, how Oscar lets out the final. You know, I think I was watching MFTV before as well. Mahad said it quite perfectly. He said, is he going to be another Webber, like as a manager, or is he going to kick on and, you know, become a world champion? And I think that's the defining thing now. Because if he doesn't, if he can't have a rocket ship again next year and he's not getting the job done, no matter what happens, then that's it. You're just basically another Webber, like your manager. You're twinning with your manager. So he can either, kick on and then have us erase what's happened this season, if you will, almost. Or he'll just have to play basically second fiddle on a big wage to get cheeky ones here and there. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see like next year.
Mahad, how are you feeling? You know, McLaren world champion. First time it's happened since 2008. Like, I think I just started secondary school first. Yes, year 8, something like that.
You was in uni, bro.
What do you mean uni? I was in secondary school. What's going on here? I am not even 30 yet. What's going on, bro?
You're the old man.
I'm here to spread misinformation, bro. You get me? I'm just glad it's got over the line, man. You know me, I'm anybody but Verstappen at that moment. Even though I was kind of like, I've been through a lot in the last 3 weeks. Let's just say that. You know what I'm saying? Because it should have never come down to AD. When you think about it, Las Vegas disqualification is just incompetency. Qatar is just incompetency. We didn't need to have a showdown in the desert. It didn't even need to happen in the first place. Could have been wrapped up. But yeah, it's just this season's just been just defining moments have just been ups and downs for each driver. You know what I mean? Like Max has had his ups and downs, Oscar's had his ups and downs, and Lando's had his ups and downs. I remember being on it. Do you remember at the beginning of the season? I said, Lando's being shit, yeah, but he's still getting podiums. That might save him. And it ended up saving him. You know what I'm saying? Because when the other guys had their downs, when Max had a down, he was like P6, P8 or whatever. And then we saw with Oscar towards the end of the season, he was getting P5s and stuff like that. You have to just, your minimums has to be podiums, you know what I'm saying? And when he was struggling with the car, he managed to just scrape through with the P3s, sometimes P2s. and it's managed to pay dividends, even though he took big L's with the engine blowout, DSQ, stuff like that. But he locked in at the right time. Sometimes just whoever's got the hot hand in it. He locked in Brazil, Mexico. These are the running. At the same time, his rivals weren't doing too good, so he managed to creep it over the line, brought a championship back to McLaren. He's done his job, man. That's all I ask of these employees, man. Just do your job. He's done his job, man. I'm pretty upset about not doing 1-2 in the championship. I don't know why Max is here, but I'm not going to put it on the drivers because literally that's just Vegas DSQ. If Vegas DSQ is not there, then we'll go 1-2 in the championship. So, yeah, man, Max hold that. I'm seeing Max fans on the timeline saying when Lando went off track and didn't get penalised for it, he's like, is this how Hamilton fans felt at AD21?
No.
These Max fans are shameless, bro. They're shameless. So they have to hold that. Oscar is just back, like I said on MFTV, it's bounce back season, man. You got to bounce back, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's already looking spooky because you got lost to Lando 3 years in a row on your CV. And if you are in the camp of I don't rate Lando, then that's a spooky thing to have on your CV. But then if you're a smart prop guy, you say, "Oh, I lost a world champion 3 times in a row."
Yeah, that's it. It's like you lost a guy. Yeah, you went toe to toe with a guy with he's a world champion, and it's like, how can I say it? No one cares that Lewis fell behind Jenson Button that 1 year in 2011. Like, no one really cares.
Nobody cares. He was getting smoked in quality, especially.
But it's
was
like,
it was the race.
Yeah, but it's like the same thing again. It's like if George Russell wins a championship, it just makes Lewis Hamilton look bad because we sit there and go, "Oh, the only people that beat Lewis Hamilton were world champions." So on and so forth.
Nobody cares that Lewis lost to Russell.
Yeah, it's PR, man. Oscar has strong PR. So
yeah, I said this, yeah, bro. I wanted to like do a little game here. If I swapped all the drivers around, they put in their results and what happened, yeah, bro. If Lando was in Oscar's shoes and he got those results, he would be getting deep fried, bro, because his reputation's in the mud already. Because Oscar's reputation is good, nobody's gonna remember this. They'll be cool. Oh, 100-point lead, don't matter. Nobody cares. You know what I'm saying? If it was Verstappen, they'll be like, "Oh, look, this guy's Fugazi world champion, whatever." And if it was Lando, they're already cooking him already regarding bottling and stuff like that. So this is a reputation-based thing. It's just really about how Oscar bounces back next year. If he does stupidness next year, then it's spooky. There's stuff that, like Richard said about his driving, he's sort of.
No, that makes sense. We'll get.
What's that Beyond the Grid podcast? Everybody's talking about. Oh, he was mentioning the Monza swap, stuff like that. I was listening to the shit he was talking about his braking. I was like, what's going on here, bro? That's red flag. If you go, anybody out there, listen to what Oscar said about his braking on that point. On that
we'll get onto that. We'll get onto where he lost the title potentially. Go back on is ask question. So Mahad, Lando Norris tries to watch championship. Where does his championship rank? Where does this 2025 World Championship rank? Is it one of those elite titles? Is it a mid title? Is it it's
the top or the bottom range. This is better than Button. Button was getting smoked. Button was not good, bro.
No. Button
at the beginning of the season, that car was crazy, bro. The second they sorted out Barrichello's car out, the brakes.
That was Barrichello's fault.
He looked spooky, fam.
That's what he was the head of the championship.
The pressure was building. He was looking crazy, fam.
Look at Norris
dunking on his head. Everybody was dunking on his head. Are you alright? We saw him in Brazil and Mexico. That's clutch time, bro. That's crunch time.
No, but
Vegas as well, slapped it on pole. He got the DSQ ended it. The thing will be over. The thing will be won. He P4 in Qatar would be the championship winning result if Vegas didn't count. That's
I
out of his
think-
hands. Button
think-
built up a lead and he clutched up. Arsehole got tight. He was just like got nervous. He got proper nervous, bro. And I know you rate Button. And listen, Button's 2004 season is better than his championship winning season. I'm aware of that. You know what I'm saying? Same way Lando's 2022 season, 2021 season is better than now. But if we look at it as a body of work, this is better than Button's 2009. Button had Barrichello saying it's my day off at the beginning of the season. He just what about? Oscar's just got a leash. Lando's like, I can't drive the car. I'm struggling. The brakes. Oscar's just got just whipping him, bro. Because he didn't have a teammate that's gonna just let him off. Keke Rosberg won one race. I like.
Yeah,
People
but
he competed against died. One of them died.
Yeah. Gilbert died. Didier Pironi had a career-ending accident before a couple of years before he passed away.
We're asterisks in that.
That Ferrari should have won the World Championship, but they didn't because driver difficulties. So we kind of allow him.
Imagine Max got injury and Oscar died. This championship will look crazy. It will look different, bro. It will look crazy. This is why we can't have these conversations. And people like to live in the moment. They're prison in the moment. They say this is the worst championship ever. Are you bad? All right. Let me start talking about the ones in the 50s and 60s, bro.
Hey, I already told you, man.
What's that one in Jim Clark? And his car just broke down last lap or something like that. And then something else happened. Some crazy stuff happened.
I swear one of Fangio's ones, yeah, Sterling must got out of the car and gave it to Fangio.
They're sharing whips, bro. Zip car, bro.
I swear it was Sterling, boss.
They're sharing whips, cuz. So we're talking about worst championship ever. What are we doing here, bro? Let's not talk about the nonsense Damon Hill was on as well.
Oh my god.
Because people say the worst championships. We're talking about Damon Hill, Villeneuve, whatever. Villeneuve was on smoke.
No.
When he entered Williams, Damon Hill was struggling, bro.
Oh no. In '96, Villeneuve was on smoke. In '97, he was on nonsense.
I know he was on. The thing is, you know what's so stupid? If he did his performances in '96 and won the championship, he'd be rated. Villeneuve would be rated. Damon Hill was on nonsense from the jump.
Yeah,
but it's really about okay. What's the question? Is Lando Norris modern day Damon Hill? Lando Norris is rapid, bro. Damon Hill, I don't know about that. There was man around him that are faster than him, bro.
Yeah, but
Villeneuve came in as a fresh rookie. He was faster than him, bro.
But I will say Villeneuve was very fast until he wasn't.
Yeah, because he got in the whips. If he was in the right whips, he'd be quick. If he was in the McLaren, he'd be quick. If the Coulthard wasn't in the whip and Villeneuve was in the whip, he'd be fast. I think Damon Hill's the worst.
What worst ever?
Not
worst.
Worst ever's crazy. I can't lie.
No, worst that we can like say we've seen it. You can go watch the tapes. Like
I've seen the tapes.
Fair.
I think what do you think is worse, Damon Hill or Villeneuve's championship? Which one's worse?
I want to say Hills, even though Villeneuve's one was more nonsense, but like because Villeneuve's one's one where you sit there and go, Michael Schumacher should have never been involved.
Yeah, but that's like saying that now with Max, but then Max, there were portions of the season where Max had a faster car.
Yeah, no, but
I say disingenuous.
No. Why I say that is because you know how we called McLaren incompetent for like Las Vegas. Williams in the 90s were the epitome of incompetence. If Adrian Newey was not there, they were finished.
I hear it.
So, yeah, I will say.
I'm looking at it now, but their car was a rocket ship. Though. When Damon won, it was a rocket ship.
Yeah, it was a rocket ship. Like,
they had no competition, bro. They had 1-2 in the championship, bro.
Yeah, the 1-2 is literally just like because Michael Schumacher left Benetton were done out, and Ferrari weren't in a position yet to challenge.
And I think we look at this. Let's say we look at this season as the case of McLaren are outright the quickest for the majority all the season. And they have no competition. It would have just been a dogfight between Oscar and Lando, right?
Yeah.
But there's certain races where the MCL 39 said it's my day off, bro. The car's not good in a straight line. Richard, how we talk about Monza as a point, whatever. How was McLaren ever going to win Monza, bro? Max was long gone.
Myth. Absolute myth.
And there's races like that this season where the other car is long gone, bro. So I don't know, man. When we look at the prism of the other ones, like when we look at worst world champions, that man weren't fat scrapping 2 other men. Apart from Rosberg, and then the other man's perished anyway.
They're scrapping themselves, bro. Big keep in the truck. Scrapping themselves.
Hill was scrapping a rookie Villeneuve, and then Villeneuve crashed it on his head top next season anyway.
They didn't even crash it in his head top. He was let go before the season was even done, bro. They were like,
"Oh yeah. They said you're done.
We got a replacement." They sent that boy to Arrows, bruv. That's like going, from Red Bull to Sauber, bruv. That's what they did.
With 18 months notice, you know. He said to man, they see what man done in 95. He said, yeah, you're shit, bro. I'm giving you 18 months notice. Wins the championship in 96, yeah. Walks out with the championship like CM Punk, 2013. That goes to Sauber. Bro, insane.
So I think I rank it at the top or the bottom.
Okay.
There's at least 5 championships with worse than that.
Yeah.
And it only looks crazy because the guy literally couldn't drive the car at the beginning of the season. He was just looking meaty. You got Canada, you got just them quali in Saudi, you got all of those inflection points.
Bahrain,
but after Zandvoort, he locked it. After the engine block, he locked it.
Yeah. That was it.
And he got the most podiums in the season as well. So I'm not pointing at like, could he do better? Yeah. But that's life in it.
Okay. Then let's move to the next topic. So where was the titles lost for the others? So Richard, where do you think Oscar lost the title?
It's triggering, bro.
I know. You should have not let me host.
Oh man, I thought we was gonna do this on the season review, but yeah. Probably the most significant one is actually the start of the season, Australia. Because because they both went off, but like Oscar went off worse than Lando, which is kind of weird. Beached himself for like a minute, managed to get himself out, change onto I think it was the softs, and then Inters. I think came out like P12, was cooking, did a mad move on Lewis, dunked on his head for like P9. So okay, got some points to do. If he'd known then at the time, he'd be 23 points down. Then, boy, I don't know. Speak, isn't it? But yeah, that's at least 16 points gone. So that's 16 points. You could have used that to win a championship. The star. I'm trying to think of other points. Trying to think of like Hungary with a 2-stop versus 1-stop strategy. That's like a 16-point swing, basically. What else? Top of my head. Monza, but that was only like a 6-point swing, so that would only be championship definer for Max instead of Oscar. What else as well? Qatar a little bit, but not that much, because obviously we can't run on nonsense. Bahrain, Baku, we don't know because he qualified poorly. So, for example, let's say if Oscar qualified on pole, then that would have been 25 points to compare to how many points, 7 places. So that could have been significant. But that one's a bit too much far-fetched. Silverstone as well with a penalty. Oh, that's my head was hot, bro. My head was hot. Fucking hell. When I seen Oscar cooking it out full wet, in the rain, and then he announced on the tunnel, oh yeah, that's got our 10-7 penalty.
You know the crowd were upset, you know? The crowd were upset, you know?
Mm.
You know what I mean? They were loving it when Max spun.
Yeah.
They were on that shit housery, but when Oscar on the penalty, they were like pissed.
Mm.
Wait. Does George Russell literally have the worst, like, no love?
Richard Oscar was getting claps. George Russell.
So,
Man's Australian, bro.
Yeah.
How do you have more love in China than you do in your own country, bro? What the hell is going on?
It was insane to listen to, bro. Even Leclerc was getting small claps. It was crazy. They literally, it's literally like a morgue every time you drove past, bro. Practice, quali, the race, like a morgue. I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is the most British guy on the grid. Yeah, these are don't fuck with him at all. Can't see no merch, nothing, bro. Like a morgue. It was insane to witness, bro. Insane. But yeah, zero motion. But yeah, to speak back to your Oscar point, yeah, there was a few races, to be honest with you, where the title was lost on this perspective, but like, I suppose the nail on the coffin was bad run of form at the back end of the season, really. Yeah, if it wasn't for that, if he just at least been like a P2, P3 merchant, he would have been calm. But yeah, just when Monza got his head hot, that's when it all unraveled from then, and no grip circuit track. So yeah, man, that's where the title was lost for Oscar now.
Mahad. Now to talk about the guy who I compared to a disease last week, Verstappen. Where did he lose the championship?
Where did he lose the championship? I think Hungary, probably. Hungary or Spain. Hungary, the car was just nowhere, bro. And then you got the other two doing up 1-2 on your head top. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of circumstances where you could pick up big points because of the misfortune of like McLaren drivers, right? So Baku, he won the race. Zandvoort, he got a P2, just charity P2. So you could pick up big chunks, but it's the races where the McLarens were doing up 1-2s and he was doing up nonsense, which is like Hungary and Spain. This is like big boy points dropped. And now that you look at it, that Brazil sprint finished him. Absolutely finished him. Because of how bad that qualifying was. Because they're the little points here and there. You know what I mean? So people are going to go back and say, oh, it was Kimi in the last race and stuff like that, bro. You have to go look back further. There's other stuff that went down.
It's
Monaco just stinking out the gaff in qualifying. Just not around. Yeah, those races. Basically.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I call it controlling the controllables. You have to control those situations and be like, look, I cooked in here, there, wherever. That point lost in Spain for his own foolishness cost him. But
are people going to stick to Spain though? That's the question. I don't think Spain's the sticking point. Even though Spain, he finished 10th, which is crazy. But Hungary, he finished 9th on pure pace, bro.
Yeah, but the thing is, because Hungary, you can say the car was terrible, and everyone can be like, fair, the car was not good. Spain was literally him having a head loss moment and smashing into another driver.
Bahrain, no pace. P6.
Yeah, Bahrain he was nowhere. She's like, when the car was
what about
nowhere,
What about Silverstone's spin then?
That's another one. Because
that's a guaranteed P3. Nobody was putting me and Richard were there. Nobody was putting pressure on it for P3.
Yeah. Facts.
at the start of that race, it was just the two McLarens and Max Verstappen, and he ended up P5 after doing a crazy pole lap. So he had the pace to be at least on the podium. He ended up P5. How much points is that?
A good 5.
At the end, it got techie because McLaren just ducked up. The gap was nasty, but he could have at least kept free. He's faster than Sauber. At least, come on, man.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think, do you know what? If I'm pinpointing it, I'm saying it's Austin.
No, it will make sense. And, you know...
And, for Oscars, I think it was definitely... Them 3 P5s in a row, that's a nail in the coffin, bro. P5's the most useless result. It's useless, bro. Them points don't mean shit. Especially if your rivals are winning.
No, I hear it. Just one that I now get to just laugh and just go, Verstappen, no 5 in a row for you. That record belongs to Michael Schumacher alone. We'll see you in...
Did you say this after AD 21?
No, my head was kettled after AD 21. You have to remember, yeah.
That stopped 5 in a row. That stopped 5 in a row.
He has to hold 2016, man. That was the chance. 2016 was the chance.
You're sicko.
Hey, man, tell them about Brackley, yeah, no, Brixworth, yeah. Make sure the engine's patterned, bro. We saw Malaysia with our own eyes. Rosberg was fighting for his life. There was no attempt to win races. He was just there going, managing the gap. But anyway, let's talk about everyone else. Is there anyone else on the grid that you want to speak about, or any other subplots in the race you wanted to talk about?
I don't even know the results of everybody else. I'm not interested. We won the championship. I grabbed my chip. Fuck everybody else. I saw on the timeline some crazy overtake by Stroll. But apart from that, I'm not interested.
I can't even lie. Aston Martin pipped Haas to P7 championship. Stroll, crazy recovery drive. Behrman got another nonsense penalty. FIA were having words. Because it's bullying at this point. Richard, was there anyone else you want to speak about? Anything else?
Not really, just Aston Martin double points finish to end the season. Yeah, that was good. I just said we pipped. It was Haas to P7, 3 points off Racing Bulls. In P6, that's about it. Really, no one else really did anything for me. To be honest with you, not else to highlight.
Yeah, Ferrari, good job by Leclerc. The car looked good. Good two-stop strategy. Mercedes. And actually, one thing I want to speak about, Alpine and Renault engines. Goodbye, Renault engines.
Shit.
No. They got enough championships on their CV, bro. Legends of the game.
In the old days.
Prost. Schumacher.
Alonso.
Get championships in what?
Hill.
In the BlackBerry days and that. Way back.
I said in the Soldier Boy days. Fuck,
Bro, Baz listing legends of sport and you said Alonso. When I'm listing legends, bro, you're supposed to wait for me to finish and leave out Alonso before you mention his name.
Talking about legends, I'm hearing Helmut Marko's retiring.
Swear.
That's the rumor in the paddock right now that he's basically done.
So Lindblad's the last son.
Damn.
That's great news for me. That's a beautiful hate watch. Zach Brown finally broke him.
Yeah. We should do the thing. We should have not seen it coming when he did the Beyond the Grid interview. Him doing the Beyond the Grid interview was that the telltale sign he's wrapping it up. Is that when Vettel made Instagram? It's a sign of we were done.
I swear to God, I remember that day because they're like, everybody's like, why has he got Instagram for? Then the first post was that I'm out. The first man made it Instagram. The first post was I'm out. I retire. Vettel kills me, man.
Oh man.
All right. Let's get on to So shout out Viri and them, man. Hopefully you've been employed by like Audi
Rest in piss.
Hey man. Gave Schumacher one of these championships, bro. So driver of the weekend. Who's your driver of the weekend, Mahad?
Max Verstappen.
Yeah.
He clutched up at the right time. But guess what? It don't matter. It don't matter. We don't care. Man put in clutch driving for no reason. Hold that, man.
Richard, driver of the weekend?
I'll be different. I'll say Fernando Alonso. Yeah. He actually didn't start the race by doing up Alonso train. He actually chilled a little bit on that.
Yeah, a great start.
Yeah, he did. He did actually, yeah. But then he ended up doing it anyway because he ended up finishing like 20 odd seconds behind Russell anyway. So cheeky P6. Yeah, and absolutely dunked on his teammate all season, like 24-0, crazy way. I think that was just a quality dump, but yeah, anyways.
Yeah, that's just in quality. In the races, Stroll was mashing work early on, getting points. Unfortunately, I made a clip. When I made that clip, it was Drover. I'm never doing that again.
He said, "I'm pussy."
It's legit what happened. He had 0 points. I said, Alonso got 0 points. Next race, he bagged points. I said, it's Drover, man. I flew too close to the sun.
Hey man, it happens. Yeah, no, I'll give it to Alonso, man. So yeah.
I'm giving it to Esteban Ocon. On Friday, he was talking about like he was talking like I'm going to retire, but I'm getting smoked here. Like it's Drover for me, yeah. Then he, puts in a solid job, gets a P7, held Lewis behind him at the end. So yeah, no, that's a very, very strong drive. Did everything he could for the team. Wasn't enough, but you did everything he could. So then back to you, Richard. Stink of the weekend.
Oh, I was just trying to wake up my stink of the weekend. I actually was going to give it to Leclerc because he was running around like Pac for no reason. And he failed in his mission. But I'm actually going to give it to Kimi Antonelli. Being seen so much talk on his name of, people trying to gas him up, saying he's better than Russell. They know what they are. No, brother. Where did he finish? I can't even find where his brother finished. That's how low he is. Was
14?
it P? Yeah.
15.
No. P15.
15th?
P15. Yep. Wow. Yeah. Smelly.
Man went backwards.
Yeah. Crazy work. With no context. Crazy work. But yeah, that's what I think of, bro.
Mahad, your stink of the weekend?
Liam Lawson. Why are you on the grid? I know he's trying to fill out the Kevin Magnussen role, but bro, just please, man. Please leave. Just how they not put Awasa in the seat? He's just won Super Formula, bro. In the junior categories, in S2, Awasa's better than him. Why is Liam Lawson here, bro?
TikToks, man. Have you seen V-Carb socials?
Categorically, Awasa's better than Liam Lawson. I can guarantee it, bro.
Yeah, but marketing, bro.
Liam Lawson was getting ratings for almost winning Super Formula. This guy won Super Formula, bro. I don't even know why he's in the seat. And he got dunked on by Verstappen in 2 races, and it was getting cooked by Hadjar. What are we doing here? And then where did he end up today? Do you want to guess where he was?
16th.
P18.
God damn.
He's the only guy that was in front of the Alpines. He's just in front of the Alpines. How you lose to Hadjar, bro? And Hadjar had the most dog shit strategy ever.
Yes. And then my stink of the weekend will be Yuki Tsunoda. That attempt at blocking was terrible. You were slow. Enjoy your year off. We'll see you opening your restaurant very soon. You know,
He'll be in IndyCar, bro. Take a mixed seat.
nah, man. Mixed recovery redemption story continues in IndyCar. And then
Getting into F1 is done. Like, that's all that matters to me, man.
He'll come back, man.
Nice. Makes me happy. Makes me smile, man. Nice.
Hey, Gunter's good look, yeah. Gunter's side is still suffering. I won. I left with something. All right. Overtake of the weekend. Richard, you got one?
I can't even remember that many, but I'll just be boring and say Oscar and Lando first lap. To be honest.
Mahad? Stroll on, I don't know who it was, Ocon or Behrman, one of them. He overtook Haas. He violated him. I'm gonna find this and put it in the group chat. You don't need to see this.
Yeah, it was Behrman, and Behrman got a penalty for that move.
Stroll, I don't know what happens. He's a demon, you know. Don't give him the fastest car. You're not gonna win races, but he's gonna do a mad thing. He's gonna spice it up.
Just make sure it's not wet, bro. Else he's cooking everyone, bro. He's cooking the whole grid.
If the car is cold, he's getting a new whip. Yeah, he's gonna do a madness for a P3 one day. He's gonna overtake one of these man's frames, do something crazy.
Bro, I've already seen this, bro, in Bahrain.
Oh, that overtake on George was crazy.
That's
a decent whip. This is what I'm saying. Like, he's not gonna win races or championships, stuff like that. But if he's up there, if he's up in the top 5, he's gonna dunk on someone, bro. Don't let your driver be a victim. Russell's already felt it.
I just wanted to kill myself. That day was horrible.
The thing is, he saw that and then he saw Alonso overtaking Hamilton.
Oh man.
That was a crazy overtake as well.
Do you know the thing is, yeah? It's over like it happened in an unconventional place. It's over like I saw it on the screen. We saw it with our eyes. We can see over the hill.
Okay.
Oh.
10-10. Fuck you know. Brazy move, I'll be honest.
Might have to go back there still one day.
I'll spin the block, yeah?
2027, running it back.
Must we tire.
Bahraini.
Say less.
Oh,
we will go to Club Escobar, bro.
Hey guys, what do you think Lando's gonna do now? Is he gonna enter? Is he gonna enter his party boy era?
Oh, 1,000,000%.
Is he gonna end up like Kimi 08?
What? Fit for 30-day bender.
Bro, I have to see this guy's Instagram. This guy's drunk, man. Lando's drunk already, bro.
Of course, man. You're world champion, guy. Overtake the weekend. I don't even know. It'll be either Lando or George when they did the double overtakes on Lawson and actually Lando and George and Leclerc did the double overtakes on Lawson and Stroll because they got them like bow.
They're like, I'm trying to be like you, bro. They just copied Lando. You can do double overtake.
Leclerc copied Lando. George did a different thing. I was like, what the hell is this guy doing? But anyway. With that, let's have a review of the Abu Dhabi GP done. Make sure to follow us on all socials. On Twitter and /X, Pitstop Fracas, Instagram, Pitstop Fracas. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. And give us 5-star reviews on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever listening platform you're using. We'll see you again next week with the season review. And after that, we are done talking about 2025 season. So congratulations again to Lando Norris. We'll catch you next week and peace.
LN1.